Well, today we're keeping our eye on the sky and on the thermometer. We've got a couple different headlines to talk about today, one of which is going to be extreme heat, and the other is going to be an opportunity for some strong to severe storms. I'm Chief Weather Analyst Joshua Weisel here in the Weather 225 Storm Studios. Let's break down this forecast for you. Hopefully having a great day so far. It's a warm and miserable start to the day, so hopefully the day itself's going good, but those temperatures don't feel that great. We're starting off into the upper 70s, lower 80s, pretty much area wide, and that's before afternoon highs anywhere from 101 to 100 and maybe 8. That's some extreme heat. Now, there will be some heat index values that are right around that 115 degree range or slightly higher depending on the location, but it's not going to last forever. Today, we're starting to see those temperatures crank up ahead of a system. It's just one of those afternoons that right before we get these systems, it always feels like Mother Nature turns up the thermostat before we get to the storms. And then we've got some cooler weather to talk about. But in the meantime, it's going to be warm and humid today. Please protect yourself from the heat. Stay hydrated. Also to pet owners, I've seen a lot of pets walking around the region during the afternoon, and they don't have the, the little pet shoes or boots or whatever you want to call them. It's way too hot to walk your pets, and their feet are not indestructible. It will lead to burns, so please don't walk your pets during the day. Way too hot to be walking them on concrete or any other surface outside. So be sure to protect them. Shaded grass in the yard to let them outside, that's, okay. But make sure it's not concrete or any other solid surface that's going to burn up their feet. So be sure to protect your pets as well. So protect yourself, protect your pets, protect your family from the heat today. It's going to be warm. Now, as we make our way into the rain chances today, we're going to break down that severe weather risk here coming up, but the rain chances are highlighted mostly southwest Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, and northwest Arkansas. That's not to say that we won't see rain elsewhere around the region, but I think the greater rain chances are going to be in those areas that are highlighted into more of those light pinks, white, and even orange. And this is our in-house algorithm. You're not going to see these forecasts anywhere, and it does a pretty good job if you ask me. So that's a look at what we've got there. So you can see rain chances include everyone across the region, but the highest coverage looks to be mostly further to the north of I-40 and northeast. Some of us could see rain chances that could produce maybe a couple tenths of an inch of rain to maybe close to an inch and a half. Now, not everyone's going to see heavier totals. I know that's unfortunate news because we got the drought building in, but some of us are going to see some rain chances that are much needed. So hopefully we can get some widespread rain. We desperately need it, but as you can see here, not everyone's going to see at least beneficial rain. So we'll keep an eye on that here. Good news is with the drought building in and the rain that we saw recently, not everyone saw it, but at least temporarily the fire weather conditions are not highlighted for our area. So conditions are not met for any sort of outlook today. So there's some good news there. And I guess some other good news technically as we take a look at the Foghorns morning fog outlook is when you get so warm and so humid outside, at least it prevents that fog activity from building in for the morning commute. So as you head out the door this morning, we're not expecting any sort of widespread or really any reduced visibility activity at all. That's a look at the Foghorns morning fog outlook. So huge shout out to Foghorns for sponsoring our channel. We're grateful to have them here as a sponsor of Weather 225 Media. Be sure to support them like they support us. We got football season coming up, and for Razorback fans, because they're in Fayetteville, if it's a home game, if it's an away game, doesn't matter. Be sure to check them out. They got some awesome food and drink. Their wings are great, by the way, so be sure to check those out. And, root on the Razorbacks. Watch the game either when they're playing at home or away. So if you're not able to make it to the stadium, be sure to check them out. It's, an awesome thing that they're sponsoring the channel, and we're super grateful, and we want to support them as well. That's a look at what we got from the Foghorns Morning Fog Outlook. Coming up, we're going to break down that severe weather risk, show you why Future Scan is not helpful at all, and a little bit of your extended forecast as well here in just a little bit. So here's Future Scan radar, and we told you it's terrible, right? Well, take a look at this. It's not highlighting really any rain or thunderstorm opportunities throughout the afternoon into the evening. The timing still looks to be later in the afternoon into the early overnight. And I can tell you, it's not handling things great. We're not expecting widespread activity, so not everyone's going to see storms today. Let's make that very clear. But we've had 4 opportunities recently for storms, some of which verified. We had some wind damage and some scattered showers and thunderstorms that became strong to severe. And the future scan model, which, by the way, it's just kind of the normal models. It's just plugged into our system. So it's not our in-house models or anything like that that are the problem. But the models recently are not handling it. Now, I wish our in-house algorithm had its own, because I think it would do a pretty good job. But for the basic models that you can load into any system, kind of like what we've got here, just for full transparency, they're not helpful, and they haven't really been that great all summer. Now, typically later fall and the spring, they do a little bit better of a job. They're not perfect, so we don't put all of our trust into these models. What I can tell you is, based off of what we're looking at, I think that the Storm Prediction Center and our algorithm here, if you're just now tuning in, you're kind of wondering, well, what does this map mean? That's different from the green, the yellow, orange, red, and pink from the Storm Prediction Center, right? Well, we have an in-house algorithm, and this is different from FutureScan, by the way. It looks over the ingredients at play, and sometimes it will highlight severe weather opportunities, and then it combines it with the Storm Prediction Center. So sometimes it'll highlight some risks, even if there is no highlighted risk from the Storm Prediction Center, but it combines the two. And right now, it is highlighting that we have a low-end risk for a large portion of the area, mostly along and north of I-40, and just a little bit north of there, northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, we have an opportunity for a medium risk of strong to severe storms. Does this mean an outbreak? No. Does this mean that you should fully let your guard down? Also, no. This is going to be a little bit different than the last couple of severe weather setups that we've seen, because the ingredients are a little bit better compared to the last couple that we've seen. It doesn't mean everyone's going to see severe weather. It just means that there's a little bit better opportunities for some organized severe weather, and we just want you to be aware of that. We've had low-end risks the last couple of weeks, kind of here and there, not every day. Every now and then you get one, but this one, it's a little bit on the medium end of the scale, which means, it's a little bit better ingredients to work with. We could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. What are those risks that we're talking about, though? Let's break that down for you. There's going to be a low-end risk for a couple of tornadoes potentially. Does this mean that we're going to see widespread tornado warnings? No. Does this mean that your area is going to see a tornado for sure? No, it just means that we want you to be alert that there is a risk. It doesn't mean that your exact area is going to get hit by one. It just means that the conditions are favorable today for at least a low-end risk. It's not zero, but it's not the highest that we've seen. Even though it only highlights areas from Harrison to Branson, I want you to be alert in northwest Arkansas and southwest Missouri, just in case, because the ingredients are a little bit better further to the north and east in those areas highlighted, but there will be some ingredients further to the west too. It doesn't guarantee that we're going to see tornadoes. I don't want you to think that, but it just means be alert, because there are some ingredients at play that could produce maybe a tornado. The better ingredients today are going to be mostly the damaging wind potential, as you can see. That's going to be into the medium range. That's really what's pushing that medium risk that we have across the area. So that is going to be the main concern overall, besides maybe a couple hailstones anywhere from quarter size to maybe ping pong ball size. I think the wind potential is anywhere from about 60 to 75 miles an hour. Again, we're not talking necessarily 80 with storms, but even recently with some of the low risks that we've seen some storms that were able to produce 70 plus mile per hour winds. So yeah, it'll be something we'll need to watch, but we're not expecting widespread significant severe winds. So that's breaking down that risk for you. Not everyone's going to see storms, and certainly not everyone's going to see severe weather. But that doesn't mean you should let your guard down. Have multiple ways to receive alerts. Stay tuned here with Weather 225. We'll break into coverage on YouTube and on weather225.com. We'll track these storms. We've got all the tools ready. We're charging up the weather iPad that I carry around. Make sure that everything's good to go. We've got all the computers, up and running. We're going to make sure that the radars are up and running as well, so that we can deliver you the tools that you're not going to see anywhere else, and we can cover those storms for you. So be sure to stay tuned for those. We're going to kind of move past these pretty quickly, because I don't want to take up too much of your time today. I know that some of these forecasts can be a little bit longer, especially when we have these risks. But you can see, at least we're not in the bright red risk for the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. And hey, some normal precipitation chances on the horizon as well. So thankfully not in the below average. What is some good news is, I think at least for now, we're not going to see as many triple digits in the 7-day forecast for Northwest Arkansas and Southwest Missouri. So you can see upper 90s are on the board there. Unfortunately for the River Valley, still going to be warm. I wish I could do something about that. At least it's going to be cooler because we're going from 107 down to 102. So I guess it's a cool down. You could say that, but it's not cool enough for me. I can't wait until we're talking about pumpkin patch season, the beautiful trees in this part of the country. I mean, this is the best region for some of that fall foliage, if you ask me. So I can't wait to be talking about that, fall temperatures, all of that. But unfortunately, we've got other things to talk about thanks to Mother Nature. Looking warm in Oklahoma and also in Southwest Missouri. That's a look at the forecast. We'll be here keeping an eye on the sky. We'll let you know the very latest, so keep it here with Weather 225. And tune in for coverage. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, or follow, depending on where you're watching from. So be sure to support us in that way. Stay tuned for coverage.